Welcome back. The last couple of days, I've spent some time on restructuring my folder structure in my Google Drive for our company. And we have been cleaning up so many different things and combining folders and separating things and just making everything much, much better and easier to understand and to find things in our Google Drive. I came across some other templates that we have been using and that we are using in our company. And I thought I just wanted to show you guys how we are working with this. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we can get going, making these pretty cool spreadsheets in Google Docs, a Google Sheet, where you can keep track of the prepaid hours of your clients. In our company, we have this plan that you can buy prepaid hours in different packages and different plans. So if you buy 10 hours, you get it for one price. If you buy 20 hours, you get it a little bit cheaper. The hourly rate is a little bit cheaper, and so on and so forth. If you continue to buy 50 hours, you're going to have a cheaper hourly rate. So we need a way to keep track of this in our company. And so you can probably get some cool CRM system or something like that you can use for that. But we already have Google Sheets, so we might as well use that. And since Google Sheets, they have added these new things, like a table right now you can use. It looks a little bit better. You have better control over the different columns and things like that. And yeah, I just wanted to show you how you can make this in a pretty nice way. And yeah, so you use that for keeping track of the hours that your clients have spent. So it will also be pretty cool if you can get like an email notification when there's only when a threshold of hours has been reached. For example, if there are 2 hours left, so you can write your client a nice email and asking them to upgrade or buy some more hours. So let me just show you how this works. This is definitely just pretty simple. You know, we have my logo here, our logo, and then I just have a little headline here, and then the name of the client I put here. And then you can just go ahead and you can add the dates here. If you double click, you're going to get like a date picker. So let's say that this is today, the 25th of December. Then I added this type or category drop down. Let's say that right now we're just making some content or updating some content. Updated content on pages, something like that. And then we're just going to see, okay, we spent 3 hours in that. And that's going to go in here, and then you're going to see how many hours you spent. It's going to update over here, and then you can see how many hours are left. But the magic happens when we add some more stuff here. Let's just add one more here, and let's add some design. Let's say we added 5 hours on that. So now we're down to 2 hours, and that means that we want to send this email notification, maybe to myself, maybe to someone else in the company. And I can show you how to do that as well. If you just go up here inside Tools, there's this one called Conditional Notifications, and we have this one I set up something called Threshold here. When the value changes in the sheet, blah, blah, blah. But I'll show you all how to do this stuff. And the cool thing about this is that it's not only for yourself. You can actually you can share a link with your clients so they can go ahead and they can check out how many hours are left and what we have done for the different, what the hours have been spent on. So let's get started building this thing. I am in Google, my Google Drive right here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go ahead and say I want to use Google Sheet. I'm just going to name that first here. I'm going to call that prepaid hours overview, something like that. Could be okay. And I'm not going to do anything else here. I'm just going to go inside. If we go to our tools, actually insert here, we have a new one called tables here. I can go ahead here and I can see all these different kinds of cool tables that you can insert. I'm just going to go ahead and go with a blank table because we're going to change that. Maybe I don't like the colors here. The first thing I'm going to do here is just go in here and we're going to go adjust table range, customize table colors here. Just going to go ahead, maybe take this one. This looks pretty good, this blue color. I like that. So that's pretty nice. Then we're going to see, okay, we want the first column, we want that to be our date. So we're going to go ahead and put date in there. And this one, we're going to want that to be type or category. That is the drop down with the different color chips you can select later on. And this one is going to be the description. And this one is going to be the hours spent. Or actually, just let's call this time spent, like that. Maybe just write task description. Something like that. That is pretty cool. And we don't want this last one right here. And we don't want this one either. I can just go ahead here and I can say, or actually I can just go ahead here, delete table column and delete table column. So like that. And then I can just go ahead like normal. I don't want this to be very wide because this is only for my date. The type here, yeah, this is probably correct. And then I want some more space in order to be able to write some longer stuff. And then here, yes, that is all good. Then we're gonna go through every single thing again. So because the first one here, I want that to be a specific type, and this should be a date, obviously. And I'm just gonna go ahead here. I don't want date time or time, just date. I'm gonna select that in here, and then I'm gonna try to double click here, and I'm just gonna put in the date so I can see. Okay, so that is like month first, and then the day, and then the year. I am in another part of the world. I'm not in the States, so I'm gonna change that. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually just going to select just all of these, and in here I'm gonna go inside format and number, and then I'm gonna go to custom date and time, and here I can select what I want. So I actually want the day first, and then I want the month, and then I want the year. So I think we have that down here somewhere. This should be it, right? The 5th of the, so something like that. That will be, yep, that will be correct. So I go here and you can see the format changes. So now it's the day, the month, and the year. So I'm gonna stick with this. This is pretty nice. Then the next one here is going to be some different tasks, some different categories that we can categorize these different things that we're gonna do in. And I'm just gonna go in here and, sorry, I am, yeah, column type here. So we wanna have this smart chips right here, but we're actually going to use a drop down instead, and we're going to use the chips in there. So now we get this drop down over here on the right side. We get all of these, we get all of these color options here and naming options. So the first one, I'm gonna just write design here because that could be one of the things. Then the next one is going to be development. And we're gonna add another item. It's gonna be content. And the next item here is going to be maintenance and support, maybe. Gotta spell it right. And this last one is going to be maybe just strategy or communication and strategy. Something like that. Then we're gonna give it some different colors here. Let's go ahead. This one, for this one, development is yellow, and this one is gonna be nice. And let's go with the green one here. And what do we have here? Which one didn't we use? Like this purple one, maybe. That's nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click done here. And then next time we click here, we should be able to select one of these, and we can go ahead here and edit them and add new ones if we want. We don't want to allow multiple selections. We just want it to be pretty clean. So that's all good. Now we can go ahead, we can select one of these. That's nice. Then of course we want to have a task description. I'm just gonna add some text in here. That's just to see if it'll actually wrap to the next line, or it's just gonna go ahead and exceed here. So we don't want that, because if we have a longer task description here, we want to be able to see everything. So in here I can go ahead, I'm just gonna go ahead, do this, and then I'm gonna go format, and then I'm gonna go wrapping, and I'm gonna say yes, it's okay if you wrap down to the next line. That's pretty nice. Actually, another thing, if I add some more of this text here, you will see that, you know, oh, that was a lot. Okay, so this is just gonna be weird, you know, this is just gonna align in the center. So I don't wanna do that. I actually wanna take everything here, and I just wanna say the alignment for this, format, alignment. I'm gonna go ahead and say I want this on the top, so it's always gonna be on the top. Also, if I add some more stuff here, it's always going to be on the top here. And then we can add some time spent here. Let's say we spend 1 hour and 15 minutes on this. That'll be something like this. Okay, so now we have like the basic things set up here. This is just gonna be text. This one I just want to, because this is just a string now, I'm guessing. So I just want to go ahead and say this is going to be just a number here. So now we can see that time spent number. So that's what we have done so far. But I also want to add a little branding here. I want to add a little headline. So you can see who the customer is. And I also want to add like a little box out here so you can actually see how much is left. I'm going to add a little bit more, some rows above here. Just going to add quite a bit here, maybe 5. I would like to add more than 1, but here we go. Just add maybe 1 more here. We can always delete them again if we want. So this is what we have here. And also, if I add some more rows here, I can do that down here. This is going to be the only part that actually scrolls. And we're going to have some information over here, so you can always kind of see that. But I'm going to undo what I just did here. 1,000 is maybe a little bit too much. Maybe 10 is better. So you could also just change that, and you can add 10 as you like. Anyways, let's continue setting this up. Well, the first thing I want to do here is I actually want to put in my logo so people can see my branding, so the clients can see my branding here. And I'm going to go ahead and insert an image right here. And I want to insert it over cells, because that way it doesn't have to fit in a cell. I want to keep the height of these cells. So I'm going to go ahead here and insert image over cells. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly find and I have a logo right here. I selected that. It's way too big right now, so I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller here, and then I'm just going to drag it up right here. Maybe that looks okay. Let me just grab it like this. A little bit smaller maybe. Okay, that looks pretty good. We're going to remove all these grid lines later on, so it looks even better. And this next one here, actually I am going to take this one and make it a little bit bigger, you know, so we have enough space for this one. Then I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to call this prepaid hours, just so you can see how many hours are on this. And I'm just going to say this is going to be a 10-hour prepaid thingy. So, and here we're going to put the client name. I'm going to keep this the same size. This one I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to make it maybe 14 or something like that, so we can actually see the client's name here. So that's all good. Now this looks as it looks like. Now I want to make like this little box out here that you can actually, you know, use and see. I'm just gonna make a little space in between it so we get it over here. So let me see. First of all, I'm going to keep this one here, and then I'm gonna write hours total. This is where we're gonna have the total hours, and this is where we're gonna have. I'm just gonna put in a number. This is the number of hours that we have added here. And this next one is just going to be some spacing here, and then we're going to have hours, if I could spell here, like this, hours spent. And that is going to be a number as well, just going to go with 0 because it's a brand new one so far. And so we're going to have another space here, another one here, and then here we're going to have hours left. And here we're going to have how many hours are left, and that will be 10 as well. So I'm just going to go ahead here, and I am going to give that a different background color. Let me just take this one. Looks pretty good, I think. So that's nice. This I just want to center everything here, so I'm going to go here and center everything. Maybe going to take this one, make it a little bit bigger, or just maybe 12 is cool. Nah, let's just keep it 10 and then make the number 12 instead. I think that's probably nicer. Like that. Gonna make this one bold. Gonna make this bold and a little bit bigger. The same thing for this. And it's just gonna be bold, and this one 12 and bold. Something like that. And then this is where we get the result. This is where we want the client to look. This is where we want to look ourselves. So I'm going to take this one and give that a different color background, maybe something like this. And then of course we'll also want the text color to be visible here. So something like that, you know. And we can even, if we want to, we can even go ahead here and just make this some borders around it. Let's just add some borders around like this, and we can select what kind of border we want, maybe a dark, something like that. That looks okay. So now we want to go ahead and hook these things up. So total hours, that's going to be what is right here. So this is actually where we're going to change that. So I'm not going to do anything here because this is like a number that we need to calculate everything else. And then we're going to subtract all of these. So we're going to subtract this row right here from that. And that's pretty easy. What we just need to do is go ahead. We want to take the sum of everything that we have here. So in here, we're just going to take, it's going to be equals to the sum off. Yeah, and I can just actually just go ahead and do this, and it's just automatically going to select table 1 time spent. So that's the whole thing. Even if you add more rows at the bottom here, it's still going to take those things. So that's pretty cool. I'm just going to hit enter here, and we can see we already spent 1.25 hours. Let's just add 2 here to see how that worked. Okay, so it adds up. So hours left, that will be hours total minus this one. So we want to find out what number is this. Well, this is F11. So here we can actually just go ahead in here and say, up here we can say that will be what was it, 11? F11 minus, or actually we want to have it equals here. F11 minus, that will be F14, I think, something like that. And we'll see, yep. So that makes sense. We have 10 hours total. We spent whatever is here, added together, and then we subtract that from the total hours, and then we get like this one down here. So everything works pretty nicely already. So this is how we can start using this. Let me just clear all of this stuff here because we're gonna try it out in just a second. And the thing is right now, well, maybe it doesn't look that nice right now. Maybe it's easier and cooler if you just go ahead and we go to view and we take show and we are going to hide the grid lines. This looks more clean, I guess. But anyways, the cool thing is that you can go ahead and you can share this with yourself, and of course with yourself, you're the owner of it. But you can go ahead and you can share this, and you know, we have ours here, people with access right here, and you can also just go ahead, add the person that you want to add here. Or you can go ahead and you can say, well, you want anyone with the link to be able to just be a viewer here. So you don't want them, of course, you don't want the client to be able to go and change the numbers or anything here. So you just want them to be a viewer. So you can go ahead, you can copy the link. Then we can go ahead in an incognito window just to test it here and see, can I actually share this one? And I can, and I have everything here that I need. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. The next thing I want to do, or the last thing I want to do, is wouldn't it be nice if I don't have to automatically remember every time I add something to this? It would be nice if I don't have to check this one, how many hours are left, because at some point we're going to run low on hours, and we need to write an email or something, get in touch with the customer, with the client, so they can buy some more hours if they'd like to. So a cool way of doing that is the new automations, triggers that are built into Google Workspace here. And a way to do that, I can just go ahead. This is the number I'm looking at. This is the number that I want to check. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go inside here and I'm going to check conditional notifications. Then I'm going to get all of this stuff here. And this can be a little bit complicated. You can't do that many things with it, but you kind of have to, like, yeah, you'll see. So I'm just going to give this rule a name first. I'm going to call it our threshold. So, and I want if the cell value changes inside this table, so it automatically selected this table. It probably shouldn't be called table 1 actually, but it doesn't really matter. You can call it whatever you want. And this one over here, you can probably put that in you know, in the tabs down here. You can call it something else in sheet 1. But what you want to do here is you want to actually you want to select this one here, and then inside F18, you can go ahead, you can copy that, you can say okay. You actually don't have to do anything. You just have to, like, you go in here and then you select whatever it was. I'm just gonna go cancel again. I'm gonna add rule. Inside here, you can just go ahead, delete this, and then you can click on this one, and then you'll get this. It'll automatically change the custom range, and then it's going to select the sheet 1, which is the name of the sheet you have here, and then of course F18, which is the cell. Then we want to add another condition. So we want, if this one becomes less than or equal to, let's say, 2 hours, that's a good amount of time before you're expired, and in this column, and that's exactly the same thing. So what do I want to do here? Well, I want to go ahead and send an email notification. That's kind of the only thing I can do so far. And you can maximum add 10 email recipients here. You can select either have a column with emails here. That's not a bad idea actually, but in this particular case, it's better to just manually type each email here. I am just going to go ahead and add myself to this one right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and save. And we can see, okay, rule 1, I don't know, I forgot. Hours threshold. It's pretty nice to see what actually is happening, and the notification you get is going to have this information as well. So hours, I should actually be better at naming. Hour threshold reached. Okay, that's probably better. And then we can just go ahead, we can continue using this sheet right here. So let's say we design a logo. Let's say we spend 4 hours in that, and then the next day, which is today here or tomorrow, we're gonna do some more content, and we're gonna write 2 blog posts and book post. That's fine. And then we have 4 hours left. You can see here it has not been triggered yet. And let's say we go ahead here. We're gonna add some maintenance and support and follow up meeting. Let me just go ahead and take 2.5 hours for that. And it's going to change down here. You're not going to get any notification or anything like that right here. You're also, even though you go to the tools and you go to your conditional notifications, you might not see that this has been triggered yet, because it doesn't, it's not like it checks every single time that you make a change in your spreadsheet here. It's going to check every 5 minutes or so. So you're going to see this has been triggered. I think it says triggered up here in a green color. I think it'll say triggered up here in a green color, and you will receive this email. So I'm just going to pause the video for now, and we're going to wait and see what happens. Okay, so I can see I actually already got an email here, and let me just open that up for you and show you right here what it looks like. It just says important values changed in prepaid hours template. So the problem here is I can only get an email notification like this, but I know what it's about. But it would be great if I could the subject line, if I could change that, and if I could actually send this directly to the customer. Dear customer name, you have the time to. There's only 2 hours left. Please go ahead and upgrade a little bit here. But we can't do that. I'm only going to get this one. So that means that I'm going to have to take it from here. But it's nice to get a reminder. Now I know, okay, this person here, I'm going to have to go and write an email to them because there's only 2 hours left right now. So that's how it works. And you can also, if you go back here, you can see, actually it doesn't show up right here as I thought. But if you go ahead and you click on the view trigger history, you can see, okay, this one here, our threshold reached. It has been like the day today, the 25th of December, 11:43. That was triggered. You get like this green check mark here. And yeah, and then you get this one. So that's how you can do that. You can go ahead and you can share this one with anyone with the link as a viewer here. So I can just go ahead here, share this with my customers, or I can get their Google user, and share it with them. That's more secure, of course. But that's how you do that, and that's how this works. So I hope you can benefit from this video, and that maybe you can use this in your own company. So thank you very much for watching, and Happy New Year's. See ya.